In the name of the Theseon company, I may welcome you to the LOOMEO video tutorial. In this tutorial, I will explain how to build filters in LOOMEO. This tutorial shows how to create a new filter. I will explain the single steps with the help of a new filter showing the clusters of a matrix. To create a filter, I stick to the domino principle. Two building blocks can only be connected if the input of building block 2 corresponds to the output of building block 1. As usual, the first building block I select is the graph input. Therefore, I use the element Inputs and pull the building block into the main filter window. As second module, I select a block which chooses a graph. In this example, I select the simple graph chooser because I want to work in the whole graph. The chooser would be more important if I wanted to concentrate on nodes or edges of a system. The next brick is the main operator for this filter. In the menu Substructure Identification, I find the block Complete Clusters. Graph, Complete Cluster, Graphs. This block identifies clusters in a system. As the automatic clustering of a matrix, this operation is very helpful in a symmetric DSM. This brick generates new graphs, though these graphs are not shown. I am able to work with these graphs. I may analyze them, convert parts of them into lists or diagrams, or put them out. For all these further operations, I use the adequate building block. I want to identify the number of clusters every node is involved in. I use the block Counter. The size block creates a list which shows if any nodes are connected to each other via different clusters. To define the sequence the filter parts are run in, I connect the building blocks. I pull a line from the right end of building block 1, which is output 1, to the input of building block 2. If a connecting line does not perform the domino principle, the connection is not possible and LOOMEO shows the window Connection Error. These two blocks create lists. I want LOOMEO to display these lists. Therefore, I must add a corresponding output block. I select the list output. Having connected all the building blocks, I completed my filter. Now the filter can be tested. If I want to save this filter to my actual project, I use the buttons Save Filter or Save Filter As. To use the filter in other projects as well, I need to export it. Now I save the filter outside a specific project. To activate any filter, I need to click Apply Filter. Having started this cluster filter, LOOMEO asks me which graph I want to analyze. In this example, I can only choose one graph because there is no other data. Now LOOMEO computes all the clusters around the system's nodes. In the list module window, the lists are connected and LOOMEO presents a chart containing the information. The two lists originate from the filter building blocks Counter and Size. I can work with these lists. If I choose a specific line in a list, LOOMEO automatically shows the corresponding nodes in the DSM. To display it, I need to open the matrix window as well. If I open the graph window, I see these nodes in the graph too. To change the color of the cluster I concentrate on, I make a right mouse click in the corresponding line in the list module and select the button Colors. The key to create filters fast is to keep the domino principle at the back of your mind. In the next tutorial, I will show an example filter which computes the shortest path between two nodes.